we can build these.
This is Jane King. She's reporting live from the NASDAQ. Jane King. She's on my network. And we're going to be live any minute now, I hear. Who else can we do? We can do this one right here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Money more.
Catch 'em all by the toe. If they holler, make 'em pay $50 every day.
The brand of syntax and really show the world that
Well, we're 9 minutes into it now. Oh, my hair's a mess. That picture.
Your call has been forwarded to an
That picture is night and day compared to what it would be if it was Wi-Fi. What happened?
I'm going to try to shut this and go in on the other computer. Hold on. Because, boy, this is all fucked up.
It is?
And you can't leave it on. Yeah, you can't leave it on. That's the other problem. What's the team viewer number? Do you have that? I'm going to try to go on that way.
On TeamViewer?
Or any desk, I mean, not team viewer.
Oh, it's 11:59:59. Well, it's on that other phone. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here.
Okay.
It's 11:59:53:26. 11:59:53:26. Tel Aviv, capital T. Bitcoin's doing exactly what I said it was going to do.
All right, 80 seconds. Well, let me know.
80 seconds.
Wow.
You can go to smartmoneyculture.tv. And that's what's going to be playing in Texas, Louisiana. They showed up with my nephew brought his dogs over to the house this morning. I let the dogs out. They went crazy. That poor pit bull, she was crying. I'm like, oh, I know. I said, what is wrong with you people? And then they were mad because my dogs ate her dog food. I'm like, come on, man. You put a big pile of dog food out there. Of course, they haven't even eaten breakfast. Of course, they're going to get crazy.
Yeah, of course, they're going to think it's for them. They're dogs. They don't think like people.
They go, it ain't right that they eat.
And if you leave, listen, I've grown up like all my life. You let your animal, it doesn't matter what kind of animal it is, free feed, where they can come and like puppies. Oh God, people that do this puppies are idiots. But some puppies will eat until they literally are so sick.
Yeah, then they throw up.
Eating. Yep.
Yeah, then they look like little Asian babies with, basketballs in their belly. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Jaden knows all about it. Jaden, say hello to Faith.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Why do you speak good English when you're talking to girls and you don't talk worth shit when you're talking to us? He's got a lot of practice talking to girls.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He said, "Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. He said, "Yeah, I did." You're okay, Jaden. You're all right.
David, what time is it military time right now?
1440, 1640. They finally got the internet working over here today. The problem was that they have two connectors here, and the one connector they had me going to didn't have the wire connected. 4 days I've been trying to figure it out. And then Alicio went over there. It took him 2 minutes. He goes, "It's not plugged in." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't do it."
It wasn't me. Remember that song?
One of the guys was driving their company van, bumped into somebody last night, and then took off. I know.
Cool. Happens, but
No, it's not cool when your employees do that. It shows a lack of integrity or a lack of character. You need me to do it?
wow, it wants me to pay $610.
Not for any desk.
Let's see. Oh. Let's see. It's asking me for a username and password for any desk.
Are you sure it's 1600 or is it 1800?
What? Local time or
No.
Houston time?
No, Mountain Time.
Mountain time?
Excuse me, military time.
Military time. Yeah. Pacific Standard Time. Mountain time right now would be 1640. So 440. 443.
No, but we're in Texas.
Oh, so what?
That'd be
18.
It'd be 1800 hours. I'm in there right now. Do you want me to do it?
Oh yeah, that's probably why.
I'm not touching it.
No, but if you're logged in there, it won't let me in. But yeah,
No, me and Ricky were in at the same time.
interesting.
Yeah, me and him were in there at the same time messing around. That's how he trained me.
Gotcha. Okay.
What is today, Monday?
Yes.
And it's what time? 1800 hours? I've got about 15 minutes left.
Here's our team viewer.
And it's 18. I think I could do it here. Innovators with Jane King. Video. Let me see if I can do this. How much do I need? I need 15 minutes. That should have done it right there. Now, do I hit resume play in progress or do I just leave it?
Did you hit save?
Yeah.
The yellow button?
Yes, I hit save and then exit.
Okay, and then once it's saved, and you go to the bottom right again on the actual master play.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hit load, and then it's gonna give you a whole window of drop downs, and you're gonna hit open playlist.
Well, I never did this with him.
Okay, and then you're gonna go ahead and click the September Midnight Oil playlist. That's what I named it, so we keep it somewhat fresh. And
I don't even see that where you're talking about. Why would I do that?
To load the playlist so that it will play.
What playlist do I want to load? I just want to go live.
Okay, well, where it says load, did you click that?
Yeah.
Okay, I got in. Here, I'll show you. So right here, you want to go to load, and then you're going to open the playlist. And you're going to say, yes, we want to change what's playing currently on the air. And it's going to give us the playlist. And you can always check by the day it's modified. They just modified it right now, a few minutes ago. It's on the top. And then after you've got that, you can check in the live input so it matches what's happening live to you. And then you could hit this resume play in progress.
I think you have it. I think you do it the longer way around. He taught me to do something way different than you.
Well, this is how Rick showed me how to do it. That's it.
All right, go. I got 14 minutes.
Okay, well, let me see how you scheduled it.
I scheduled it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it just kicked me back out. Your connection's blocked. Your license limits the maximum sessions during immediate reconnects. Please upgrade your licensing.
Well, I see myself in there on the screen.
Yeah, let's see here. But it should have already been. I needed to go into the playlist. Hold on, how long is it going to make me wait? It'll make me wait 1 minute. So annoying. I've been doing this for a while, and then it just does it, and it's always when we need to do it. It's very frustrating.
No, I never clicked that load or any of that. He never taught me to do that. He said, whenever you want to go live, follow this step, then click, then hit resume playlist, and you should be on TV.
Don't know. Only way I know how. Let's open it again.
Can you see my screen right there?
Yep.
Can you see that hillbilly's head behind mine? Sorry.
I have a name.
What is it? Colton's throwing a tantrum over here. I got a name. It's not hillbilly.
He took off on us. Oh well.
What do you mean? He left?
He left. He went home.
Are you calling people faggots over there?
Sorry, did you hear that?
I did.
Sorry.
It's not very nice, David. Anyway, obviously it's not coming on, and I can't see because you're on. I'm scared of what
That's because you're on Team Viewer and I'm on any desk. I'm in it.
Oh yeah, I can see why.
You want me to do it again?
I mean, I would redo the the video input for the top of the hour, or do it at the bottom and delete everything in that, whatever's in that playlist, unless you know how to make it go live without doing that, but I don't know how to do that. I don't even think there's a way to do that, because you still have to load it into the software.
No, you don't have to load it. He never taught me that. I've never done that.
I mean, if you're just editing the existing playlist and saving it and then hitting resume play in progress, I guess that might work, but not if you've modified it and changed it. Yeah, every minute it's telling you now. It's really close. Let's see if I can get on my other computer. Hold on. Pretty sure I took a lot of tools. Let me get on here.
Are you on any desk or Team Viewer?
It won't let me on either. What is it? Username. Maybe that's right. Interesting.
Why do we have such trouble with this? It's 1,800 hours. We've got 8 minutes left. I'm going to do the top of the hour. I got a lot of numbers to dial tonight.
Sounds like a good time.
Well, okay, I'm up there again. I'm due for 7 minutes from now. Save, exit. And then now I resume play in progress.
Let's see.
What are the most?
And I should be live in about 7 minutes at the top of the hour. Bless you.
All right, if you can, try to get off then and see if I can't get on here in the next few minutes, and I'll call you back.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Coffee did nothing for me today.
Me neither.
I mean, nothing. It did zero for me.
Give me the jitters.
Well, I stayed up too late and got up too early, you know. And when I don't get any sleep,
I know.
I stayed up to. I haven't got enough sleep.
You ever had the coffee when Jose made it?
His coffee's nasty.
It's strong.
I love
man.
it. No, it's good. We got some good training in today.
Just assign more of the leads.
You did
Or another 60.
another 60. Wow. I'll dial them.
The dealers are good 10 there at least. Close.
Yeah, there's some sales in there. Yeah, I used to do I did lots of rehashes over at that other place.
So that's what he used to do. Now they're getting better at the same day. They're doing little rehash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really need to get your pricing down though, because we totally blew that lead I went to. He overcharged him when he did the lead. You know, and he didn't explain to me. And I said, I thought you guys were at like $700 to $1,000. Jose said you were at $1,000 per square, and I was at 1,400. Not that it bothered me. I mean, I'll sell it whatever. But this was a big roof, and his pricing, he was obviously looking for a different. He wasn't looking for the more expensive roofs, and there was nothing I could say to talk to him. He just wasn't having it. But I did notice that his eyes kind of twinkled when he told him that $40,000 price. I'm like, there's his number right there. I mean, like, if we'd have offered him the top roof at like 48,000, which was the price, which would have been the middle roof with the discount, right? That 50,000 minus the 15, it would have brought it to 48. He'd have said yes in a second. That'd have been right there. It was hard, and he almost had him. I'm not a big believer in dropping the price. I like to add more value, more value, more value, more values. Keep the price, keep the price, keep the price. You know. Yeah. This is night and day compared to Wi-Fi. I mean, I can't wait till I get a studio again, because then they do your hair and your makeup and the lighting. It looks like the movies, you know.
You can move some more lights towards you.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You just look different, you know, when you have a professional crew filming you, and you know they make you look a certain way, and shit, man, they make people look good on TV. I've done some stuff and I go, shit, are you sure that's me? They go, yeah, that's you, motherfucker. That's what makeup does for you. And the right kind of lighting, good lighting and makeup will do everything, you know.
Now we know who to send for the next ABC 15 segment.
I do TV every day. I'm on it every fucking day. I'm do TV every day. Jose's watched it. I said, Jose, watch the deal. He said, we practiced for a month. I said, you don't practice shit. Get on every day. I'll start dialing those leads today. I'm gonna do now that we practiced a lot today. How late are you gonna be here?
Probably a little bit longer, too much. Hello.
Let's make a coffee real quick. We did lots of practicing today.
Yeah, no, that's gonna take a little while. So the thing with that, I think they're both more like superintendents now, not in actual labor, unless specific projects came along. You know how long it's going to take to ramp up. It will see too. Especially now with all the people. What would it be? What do you say? More people.
Hello, Texas. Whoa, I can't believe this. Can you believe what's going on with crypto today and in the moving business and in the roofing business and construction in general? The easiest way to fund your roofing project or your remodeling project or your cryptocurrency project is through 0% business credit cards. Whew. There's a method to the madness, and it's not that hard. Hello, Corpus Christi, Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Texas, and Lake Charles, Louisiana. Jose, your guy's a genius. Took me 4 days to figure it out. He did it in what, 2 minutes?
The modem is unplugged.
The technical people are worth their weight in gold. I'm telling you, for 4 days. By the way, hello everybody. Fly Mackey here. I'm the CEO of Smart Money Culture Television. And anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Then I want to talk to you about getting some credit so you can pay for your construction, remodeling jobs, and to fund your crypto events and stuff like that. Let's take a look here real quick, and it's going to be fun. Look at this. Okay, so let's go over. I want to do a little bit of charting here, and this is going to be a lot of fun to watch, okay? I'm going to move that over to the bigger screen. And we're going to do just a really simple charting technique here so that the average person can see. So to start, you want to take the top here, right? That's the top where it hit the 73,000. And then just take your line over. And that's the one where it's at right there. See that? Right there. Right there. So it hit the top of this mountain here and hit the top of this one, but you can see it's descending, right? Okay. Now let's go down here to the bottom. And let's look at it again one more time. See that right there? Okay. Now, this would probably be better if we brought this down to there. See that? So it hit an all-time. Now, it hit an all-time high. Then it hit the top of these mountains here on the 21st, 20th and 21st. It went through the top of these candles here on the 5th of June, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then it hit the top of the candle on July 27th. You see, can you see this is a whole lane that has gone through right here. Hold on one second. Now, had to make that a little bit smaller. So just so that you can see where this thing is going, okay? This is on a daily chart. I want to put this on a week. Hold on one second so you can see what this looks like. And this is what, let's move this over. Okay. And when you're charting, you can see here all the way back to August of 2017. All right. So let's just take a look, and then we can see where this trend has been. Right there. This is a lane. This is the lane that it's been traveling in. And here in a second, I want to talk to you about some 0% business credit cards, okay? There's another lane that it's traveled in pretty much right there. And let's look at one more here. Now, this isn't like what you would get with Christopher Inks or what you'd get with Matt Dixon, who is the owner of this site. Those guys are world-class charters. These guys, technical analysts, and these guys really, they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? These guys are amazing at charting. And right here, I just want to show you some basic lanes of where this thing is traveling so that you can see. Hold on one second. So you can see where Bitcoin's gone, but you can also see here that it has done nothing but go straight up. See this right here? I'm going to get rid of this line right here. Let's get rid of this line. So all the way back from 2017, and you take it to where it hit its all-time highs here. Let's get rid of this right here. Let's get rid of that. And then let's get rid of this. You see here how it has done nothing but gone straight up. And what happens is just like the stock market, it started a couple of 100 years ago. You know, it goes up and down and up and down, but overall it's going like this. It's going, you know, diagonally going straight up the entire time. And that's what's happening with crypto. So with Bitcoin, and we're looking at a Bitcoin chart here, not the entire crypto world, but here in Bitcoin, this has gone up from 6 pennies or 9 pennies, wherever you got in at the very beginning. It was 6 cents the very first time it was ever. Of course, they've changed it a little bit over the last several years. Did you get it worked out? Always, he said. Oh boy, I love that. That's because we got the fixer back there. Elicio, he's called the fixer. You know what it means with a fixer? It's the guy that fixes crap when stuff goes wrong or right. But or 9 pennies, wherever you got in. Okay, so let's go back over here. But anyway, so crypto, Bitcoin specifically, has gone straight up from the very beginning. Will we see some corrections? Yeah, I hope. Will it go back down to under 20,000 again? Who knows? But I think so. I think we have a chance for it to. Let's take a look at the chart real quick here once again. But you see here where it started in 2017. And if you take it right here when it started moving all the way to the high on, where was that high at? On the 18th of March, where it hit the 73,500. See that? It's gone nothing but straight up. Now, here's a lane that it traveled in a little bit here. This lane right there. That's really more the lane right there. And this one right here is the exciting lane where it starts. They say it's going to go to the moon, but who knows? Here's another. Right here. There's another lane right there. And then once again, there's one more lane that you could make out of this. And that would look something like that right there, okay? And we'll look at it differently. We'll look at some different ones too. But once again, this is just simple charting. And the reason we do this is so you can give yourself an idea of the direction that it's going. You don't have to be a real professional at this to do this. Anybody can do this. See this right here? That's probably more like that right there. That's probably more like that. But you see the lanes, right? You see how it traveled, and you can see how it's moving downward. That's descending. It's going down. And once again, this lane right here is where the traders for sure wants it trading. Now, this is a weekly chart here, but they want it trading in here because this is the fast track to it heading straight up to the moon. This one's a little bit slower, and this is the slowest of the three. There's another one. I could make this into a fourth one. I could have done this, separated this into 4 different lanes. But these lanes, you can really see where the traveling and all the trading. This is the biggest lane right here. And this one's starting to become one right here. This is starting to become one. And I think listening to Michael Saylor a couple of days ago when he was on CNBC, and he said that Bitcoin, he believes, is going to 13 million. And I say I believe it's going to go to 100 million. But once again, will it ever get there? And what's the path to get there? All right. Want to talk to you a little bit. Yes, sir. It's not easy, but it's not that hard either. If you just leave your money in there, there's no way you can just leave it. Just leave it and just let it go. Let it ride. I wouldn't leave it on an exchange. But once again, if you buy something and you just put a little bit into it and just let it go, just forget about it for the next 10 or 20 years, historically, it's going to go straight up. It's the way it works. The world gets bigger, more people buy it, values go up, they never go down. In this case, I mean, it could go down. It could go down. But once again, this is something that you just buy it and forget about it, okay? At this point, it doesn't look like Bitcoin is ever going to be turned into an actual currency where people can use it for exchange. Can it? Yeah. Will it? Who knows? Don't know. Anyway, let's talk about a different subject. You see here, smartmoneyculture.tv/credit. You guys want to get yourself some credit and fund your crypto purchasing or your business or anything else. The easiest way to do it is with 0% business credit cards. And we've helped hundreds of small business owners and individuals get millions of dollars worth of 0% business credit cards. And it's not really the secret sauce to getting credit is to know what the banks want to see. And once you know what it takes to make yourself look attractive to the banks, then the banks are willing to give you as much as you want, which is the difference between getting credit cards that are $5,000 or, up to $10,000 versus having the $20,000, the $50,000, and the $100,000 credit cards. And so it's just a strategy, knowing exactly how to set up your account. I see that line across. Do you think that's from the? It is. It's from the line. So we have the cable coming down from the ceiling here, and it connects into the studio. We're in A1 Roofing. You guys need a good roofer, go to A1 Roofing. I'll put up their website a little later, and you guys can go over there and ask for the boss man. Just say, I want to talk to the boss man. Ask for Colton. Of course, he's in Arizona. You guys are in Texas. But either way, you want a good roof. This is a good company. We're coming to Texas. They are coming to Texas, and hopefully they come quicker than later because it's just a really good company. All right, let's get back to looking a little bit at this Bitcoin. And I just want to show you what this may or may not be doing here. Once again, this is a weekly chart, but you see where it's moving to, right? Here's the all-time high right there at 73,000. And I think that's the line right there. All-time high. Hit the top of those. You see that right there? And this is pretty close to being what you want it to look like. Right there. Right there. Okay. So you see here on March 11th, you see here the week of May 20th, the week of June 3rd, and then the week of July 29th, where this line hits the top of those weeks. See here where it just hit the top of each one of these 4 weeks, right? 3 weeks right here. And so this is the line going here, but it's descending. It's going down. See that? It's going down. Now let's go down here. This is really interesting how this plays out. This is another, see this right here? It hit the bottom of this week right here, which is March 4th week. Then it hit the bottom of the candle on the week of the 29th. It hit the bottom at July 1st. And then this is the direction it's going right here. You could also take this and make it look something like that. You could. Or it could look like that. Now look at this. This is interesting. See here, it hit the bottom of week number the 25th. Hit the bottom almost of the 8th. It barely went through the week of the 15th. It hit the bottom, went through the 24th. And then it hit the bottom of this week of the 26th. Look at that. That is just amazing. Look at, and it created a lane that's, look at that. That's just amazing. What do you think, Colton?
Liking it.
Yeah. This is how this works. Yeah, I'd love to see it. But the easiest way, once again, the easiest way to fund your purchase. Now, we're not giving financial advice, anything like that. We're just talking about how would you fund your cryptocurrency account if you didn't have any real cash to put in it? Well, there's a couple of ways. The first way would be to get yourself some credit cards. And then you could fund your you could take your business credit, especially if it's 0% business credit. And then you could liquidate the cards, and then you could use that money on the exchanges to do your purchasing. That would be the easiest way to fund your business. Now, the good thing about not having interest is not paying that for a year. And that would be a huge benefit to lots of companies. And the banks want to see a couple of things. They want to see what's in your checking account. They want to see what your credit profile looks like. They want to know whether you're in business, whether you've done your taxes. You know, there's a few things. You can learn all this thing on Smart Money Culture television. Every day you can listen to Jack McCall, or you can listen to the Porter Brothers. We've got a great crew coming on, some new people that are coming on. Stephen Nagy and Christopher Noggle are coming on to our network. And these guys are really rich, and really good at what they do with teaching you how to become your own banker. So if you want to learn how to become your own banker, you've got the right network here. And anybody can become their own banker. You don't have to even be rich to do the same steps that the banks use to become your own banker. If you have a credit card, that's the first step in becoming your own banker. by using your credit card instead of your cash. Now, we're not giving financial advice. Once again, anybody can do this. You don't have to be a rocket scientist or have an MBA, or you don't have to have any kind of degrees to learn how to do this. Anybody can do this. Anybody. The question is, do you want to do that? Do you want to become your own banker? Is that what you'd like to do? Or would you rather keep spending your money and letting somebody else take advantage of the principal you put in the bank along with all that interest? So that's what happens when you put your money into the bank. As soon as you do, you sign away your rights to all the cash. You sign away your rights to whatever interest that they make. So typically they're making somewhere between let's say the bank gives you 4%, and I don't even know where that number came from lately, but if you happen to get a bank to give you a 4% return on the amount of money that you put in there, good for you. But let's say they're paying you 4% interest. They are paying, I guarantee you, they are making 400 to 1,300% on your money. Not 4%, 400% to 1,400% on your money, because you allow them to do it. And they're just going to take your money and they're going to go loan it out to somebody else. And they're keeping all the interest because you signed away the rights when you got your bank account that that's what they could do. You don't know that you did that, but if you'd read the fine print, you would know it. Because they say they're going to do whatever they want with the principal. It's theirs. Now, they're eloquent about the way they say it. But anyway, once again, the banks don't care. If you want to become your own banker, you can. And it starts with credit cards. You can start using your credit cards. I'm going to do a here in just a second, because I have a few minutes. I'm going to show you how to pay off your roof. And let's say you get a roof. Let's look at crypto real quick, and then we're going to go to another subject here, okay? Bitcoin trading right now at 58,000. Oh, $294. Holla. I'm not very good at being cool. Sorry. That was my weak attempt at being cool. You see that line right there? Now, by the way, I did this line here on a weekly chart. Now let's look at what it looks like on a daily. Let's remove that real quick. And then we're going to I'm going to show you how this is to pay off. So we take the bottom of this one. Look at that right there. Bam. Hit the bottom. Look at that. And this created a whole lane right here. Then we're going to take this. Okay. We're going to take the top of that right there. And then we're going to take that just like, ooh, wow, look at that. And there's your lane right here. So all-time high, hit the top of this mountain, went through these two candles, went through these two right here, and barely missed this one, hit the top of this one. And as you can see, it is descending. It is going, that means it's going down. And you can see it, that it's traveling downwards. So anyway, let's see what happens. It's at $58,294. There's a good chance that, look at this right here. I like that. You see how this line at 58,294, see this red line, how it's gone through and hit the bottom of this mountain here. It went through the middle of this one right here. Hit the bottom of this one right here, hit these two right here. This is really cool to see that, how this is working out. Let's see, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here? But this is the direction. And I thought this was going to go down yesterday, but it didn't. It stayed up for a couple of days, but now it looks like it's starting to go down. And if we could see this heading down to the maybe. I think we're going to see this. I think we're going to see this heading down to the $52,000 range. Let's see. Let's see. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. We're coming up in October, and everyone knows crypto goes crazy in October. Wow, that's all I got to say. Things are going to get nuts. Okay, let's look at the board here. Can y'all see that? I like that. I got, oh, I forgot to put it up there. Gonna give a little plug to, little plug here in the corner to A1 Roofing. Okay, now watch this. Let's have some fun with this. Mm-hmm. Let's say the cost of your roof is $40,000. Okay? And let's say you're going to take the price of this $40,000 roof out of your HELOC. And I hear all the time people say, why would I do that when I could go get a loan for like 4%? You're not getting loans for 4%. Your bank may loan you 4 to 6% because they have a relationship with you. But if you get somebody to finance you outside the bank, typically it's going to be about 8 to 11%, okay? Because it's a construction job. And that's just the way it works. Now, let's say your bank says, I want to give you a loan for 4%. Hold on a second. I'm going to make this easy too. Let's grab this calculator. Easy calculator. $40,000, right? And let's say that the bank gives you a loan. They're not going to give you a loan at 4%, but let's say it's 6.1%. Okay, 1%. And let's say they give you that loan for 15 years, because doing a remodel job is usually short. Calculate that out, and there it is. Total cost on that is $61,000. It gives you a $21,000 interest. That 6%. Well, that's actually closer to 30%. How is that? How does it work that way? Well, that's the what's called compound interest. Okay, but they charge you an extra 21,000, and that's at 6%. What are the rates right now? Do you know? Did they tell you? Did they say it was 8 or 11?
I'm not too sure.
He's back there going, I love it. Let's take a look at the calculator there, okay? The easy calculator. Okay. All right. It's 8%. 15 years, $40,000. Calculate, and there you go. You're looking at $28,806.80. Okay, that's on your total on that $40,000 roof would cost you $28,000. Whew! Wow, that's a big $68,806. $40,000. Okay, at 8%, because it's a construction loan. This is what it is. It's going to cost you how much did I say that was? 68,806. That's $28,806 in interest. $28,000 in interest that you would pay on that 40,000. Isn't that crazy? Like, who would do that? Well, I know a lot of people would do that. Because it's called financing, and this is just what people do. All right, now watch. Okay, now watch this. So if you want to know how to eliminate this right here, what you do is you'd put this under your HELOC instead. That's your home equity line of credit. You could put it under your PLOC, which is your personal line of credit. You could put it under your BLOC, which is your business line of credit. Or you could put it on a credit card, especially if you have a credit card that's more than 40,000. I'd 100% would rather be my own banker than you see that right there, guys and gals? You could put it under your HELOC, PLOC, BLOC, or your credit card. Credit card. And a lot of folks go, now the banks quite often will say, no, let's give you a loan. And they'll give you a loan, a short-term loan, usually for, or they'll just do a 30-year loan for you, typically 30 years for like 4%. Now, this is a great trick they pay. Watch this. $40,000 at 4%. Do the math on that. Let's do the math. We'll grab the calculator. So you can see this, what this looks like. But this is what the banks do to us, guys and gals. So don't think that they're not going to do it to you, because this is what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not against it. Okay. So they give you a loan for 30 years on this and just let you pay it out. And what do we come to? Once again, $68,749, $28,749 in interest. Do you see that? Is that crazy or what? Okay. All right. So you're not getting any better deal by doing the bank and then a loan. But why is this not a good deal? Why do you think paying the bank interest, even at that low rate, is not a good idea? Besides the fact that you're going to pay $28,000 in interest. Well, I'm going to show you. Right here. I'm going to show you. And this is really interesting stuff, okay? Even if all these right here, even if all these were at 11% or 18%, none of this matters, because you get to pay it back when you want to. But watch this. Watch this. Here's how you do it, and it's going to blow you away. First of all, let's do the amortization. Ooh. This stuff right here, when we do this stuff, amateurize it here. Look at this right here. Okay. Now let's say you have an income of, $8,000 a month. Okay. So your income is 8,000. Okay. And let's say your bills, let's say your overhead monthly bills are, what do you want it to be?
3,000.
3,000? Nice. Okay. That's because he had a customer recently like that, I'm guessing. So let's see what they would look like, okay? $40,000 is what you owe on the HELOC. Okay? So what you did is you took the 40,000 out of your HELOC and then you paid off the loan. This is the loan. Paid it off. Okay? And now instead of owing the bank, now you owe yourself. Okay? So this is zero. You have zero money here because you spent it all paying for the roof, right? All right. So let's say, I'm going to show you how to get this, pay for this. You put your income in. That's income. We're going to do this one time. Income. You deposit it, the $8,000. Okay. That's going to bring that down to $32,000. And then you're going to borrow. We'll do this one time. How much did we say? $3,000. $3,000 for your bills. What is that? That brings it back up to $35,000. By the way, look at that. How you see how this knocks this bill down? You see how this knocks this down? You're still going to pay interest, but not much. And then the next month, the very next month, you're going to put your $8,000 into that HELOC. That's going to bring that down to what? That's going to bring that down to $27,000. And then you're going to borrow back the bills, which is $3,000. So you're going to bring that back up to $30,000. In 2 months, you've knocked out $10,000. Month 1, month 2, you've knocked out $10,000 of that $40,000 that you owe. Okay. Month 3, you're going to deposit your $8,000. This is a real easy one, and it works like this with depending on what your income is, right? This brings us down to $22,000. You're going to borrow the money back, which is your $3,000, which brings us back up to $25,000. And this is after month 3. Then you're going to, this is a lot of fun doing this stuff. Then you're going to borrow again, right? $25,000. Month 3. You're going to deposit your check, which is $8,000. That's going to bring that down to what? $17,000. You're going to borrow the bills, which is $3,000. So you're going to bring this back up to $20,000. The next month, you're going to deposit your $8,000, which brings us down to $12,000. You're going to borrow the money back, the $3,000, which is going to bring this to $15,000. This is, oh, hold on a second. That's month 3. This is month 25,000, 20,000. So this is month 4. This is month 5. We're going to deposit the $8,000. which is going to bring this down to 7,000. We're going to borrow the 3,000, which is going to bring it back up to 10,000. Okay. What month are we on? Do you have any idea? We're going to deposit the 8,000. That's your paycheck. That's going to bring that down to $2,000. We're going to borrow back the bill money, which is 3,000, which is going to bring this up to $5,000 again. And then the final month, we're going to put $5,000 in out of our paycheck, not the whole 8,000, but $5,000, which brings that down to we owe zero or $40,000 back into that credit line. We paid off the entire debt. It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took us 7 months. It took us 7 months to pay off that roof that cost $40,000. The entire how much interest did you save on that? How much interest do you think you saved of that $28,000?
A lot.
Yeah, the majority of it. The majority of it. He literally paid no interest, and he literally paid that roof, got that roof almost for free. Isn't that crazy? And you can do this with anything. You can do this with your vehicles. Now, down the road, what you want to do, this is just the beginning of learning about how to become your own banker. And you do this with 0% business credit. You want to get the credit. We'll show you how to get the credit. Getting credit's easy for anybody. You have to have your credit profile in order, but really what's more important than your credit is how your bank accounts look and then how your credit profile looks. And anybody can do this. You can do it on your own. We teach how to do this all the time. You don't have to pay anybody to do it. It's free. Go to the smartmoneyculture.tv/credit. Fill out that, and you can either watch us for free or you can hire us to do it for you too. For somewhere between $10,000 and $12,000, you can hire us. That's almost nothing. We just saved you $28,000 here. It's not worth $12,000 to learn how to save $28,000, because then you take the same strategy and you use it on every single thing you do. Isn't that crazy, Alicio? Is that amazing or what?
It is.
Holy cow. His boss does this.
Yeah, I got it.
That's why he's so stinking rich.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. We can access this at home.
These guys are
Because I was gonna
excellent. These guys are excellent to work with. I can't wait till we get to take this to Texas. But anyway, this is the strategy right here. Do you see this, Alicio? I showed them how to take their $40,000 roof that we're going to charge them, use their HELOC to pay for it, because a lot of times the banks just want to loan you the money, or we're going to loan them, or somebody's going to loan them at what, 8? What's the normal rate of that? Is it 8% or is it 11? 11%? 11.99. Holy cow. Oh, shoom. Wow. Well, I was off 3.9%. But let's say the banks wanted to loan you the money at 8% or something like that. Still, once again, if you do your HELOC, you pay with it with your HELOC, or your PLOC, which is your personal line of credit, or your BLOC, which is your business line of credit, or use a credit card. Okay? By the way, I'm broke all the time. I tried to use this card yesterday. And they said, "Sorry, sir, your card declined." I go, "Try it again. There's some money on it." And they said, "No, sir, sorry, it declined." I'm like, I'm broke a lot. It's not the first time my card's declined. See that one? That one right there is $150,000 there. They don't let me use this. It's got my name on it, but they say, "No, we don't want you using it." Everybody's got a boss, you know what I mean? But anyway, The easiest way to fund yourself is with 0% business credit cards. But here's how we paid that off. We took our HELOC, our home equity line of credit, and we took 40,000 of it and we paid the loan off. So now I owe myself, because this HELOC come out of my house, which means I'm my own banker. My house becomes the bank. And let's say my income's 8,000 and my bills are 3,000. Using this scenario here, you deposit your 8,000. The very first month, that brings your principal down to $32,000. The very first month. Then you borrow the money back that you owe. This is your monthly bills. And this is assuming that we owe $3,000 a month on our bills. Okay? And we make 8,000. And there's a lot of folks like this. But the very second month, so that brings your balance back up to 35,000. Then we put the 8,000 in the next month, brings it to 27. We put it in 3,000. Follow this formula all the way down to month number 7, where you only have $5,000 that's owed on that last month. So instead of putting the 8,000 in, you put $5,000. It zeroes out that HELOC that you borrowed, and now you have $40,000 back in there. You save almost $28,000 in interest by doing it this way right here. You can do it with your cars, and you can tell your homeowners this is the easiest way to pay for the roof. They literally almost got their roof for free. Literally. So they take a $40,000 roof, and using my scenario at 8% is $28,000, right? In interest is actually $28,806. Do the math for me. Subtract 28,806 from 40,000. What does that give you?
11,194.
They literally just bought a $40,000 roof for $11,194. Is that incredible or what?
Yep.
This is amazing. And I didn't make this up. I learned this from a billionaire. And I learned it from other great people too, like Christy Van and Chris Noggle and these guys who teach infinite banking. When you learn how to become your own banker, this stuff is incredible, because we haven't even got into that part. But this is how you buy your roofs. So if you see me in your house and I start saying, can we do it this way? You go, hey, that guy knows what he's talking about. Literally, though, if you did this scenario here and your income and your bills were like this right here, what we're talking about here. Now, not everybody's that same way. Even I'm going to redo this where your bills are 5,000 and your income's 8. That only leaves 3,000. That's going to stretch that out to what, about a year and a half? It's going to stretch it out to about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. But still, you're going to save tens of thousands of dollars in interest if you do it that way. If you do it this way right here, your $40,000 roof's now $11,000. You like that? And anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. The easiest way to fund your crypto accounts or your new roof, or you guys don't do windows, do you? You just do roofs? You want to do a metal roof? You do metal, right? Metal roofs. And I got we'll put their website back up on the bottom here. We're coming to Texas. They're coming to Texas. Hopefully. They said maybe get out. But listen, I want you to go to look up a couple of people, Christy Van or Stephen Christopher Noggle. Go look up some of these guys and you can see, what they're talking about. These people are incredible. Let me move that back a little bit. These guys and these gals are incredible when you follow this. Let's do one more. Ooh, I better take a picture of that. Can you take a picture of that? I just messed this up. Now my numbers are off a little bit because we have to account for some interest here. But once again, when you take the amount of interest that you paid here, I can show you what you paid here. 28,000 into three. How many months? How many months is 30 years? Any idea? 360. Let's do the math on that. And I'm going to give you a basic idea of what this would cost, right? 28,806. No. 12 times 30 years is 360. So take 28,806, divide that by 360, and that's 28,806 divided by 360. That's $80 in a sense. $80, okay, a month. So you take 80 times 7. You paid about $600 in interest. Is that right? That's hardly nothing. Wow. You're going to pay a little bit more than that, but I'm going to do one more scenario because I want you guys to see what this would look like for those of you out there who 11.9%. Holy cow. What is this world? Please, what is it coming to?
It's criminal.
Well, I don't know if it's criminal, but it is what it is. So once you learn how to be in charge of your own economy, all this stuff will change. Let's say your roof, one more time, is $40,000. And the interest rate on that, do you have your calculator yet? You know how to do that? Let's take a look at this calculator. $40. Okay. Wow. Ooh. What? 100 at 11.9%, it's $107,000 in interest. Now on roofs, they only let you go the max on like construction, the maximum of 15 years. But when you get a loan from the bank, you can do whatever you want. They'll give you a little loan for 30 years. They don't want you stretching it out that far, but you can. They'll take your interest forever. On 30 years, if the bank gave you a loan at 11.9%, or if you took a loan from one of these, construction loan places that loan people these loans for their remodeling, I mean, $100,000. Wow, that seems criminal, right? Seems criminal. So let's take. Wow, I just can't even talk. That just blew me away. But people pay this all the time. 15 years. Let's redo this at 15 years. You're looking at $45,950. Ooh. $85,950 at 11.9% brings that to $85,950 that you would pay. Did I get that right? $45,950 in interest. $45,950 in interest payments. This is why you want to tell your customers, I have a strategy for you, how we can do this and pay your bills. I mean, pay this off with almost any, and you'll wind up paying for your roof for almost nothing. Okay. So let's say 45,000 in interest. Wow. And this is over 15 years. Okay. 15 years. And a lot of you folks are out there doing this. You're doing this all the time. I'm not doing anything unusual. This is what all of you, or the majority of you, go through, because they put you on an easy interest payment of what? A monthly payment of $477.90 a month. And because that fits in your budget, you put it on auto pay and you forget about it. That's what all you folks do all the time. You do it with your cars, you do it with your boats, you do it with your Harley Davidsons, you do it with the deck in the back, you do it with your roofs. We do it with everything. And we don't even think about it. We just put it on auto pay because it fits into our budget. Now, let's say, by the way, you want to learn how to do the velocity banking. This is not financial advice. Anybody who's not a moron, by the way, it took me 2 years. So I was really dumb for a couple of years because it just took me a while to catch on. Does that mean I'm dumb? No. It just means it just took me a while because I believed that this was not true. And I still have a buddy to this day goes, I can't deposit my money in the credit card. And I said, no, you deposit your money in your checking account and then you call the credit card, or you do your monthly payment to the credit card. But instead of paying in the minimum monthly payment, you put your whole check in the credit card. Like, put your $4,000 in there. He makes $4,000 a month. I said, take that $4,000 and put it into that credit card. Just pay it. You're not depositing like, come on, man. Jeez, Lord help me. Help me, baby Jesus. Help me. Help me, baby Jesus. All right. I'm going sideways. Okay. Now let me show you how to do this one more time. Let's lower the payment. Let's say you only make $6,500. We're going to make $6,700. That's your paycheck. And let's say your bills are, what do you want the bills to be?
2,500.
25? Man, you're generous. Let's say it's 3,300. Okay? 3,300. That's your bills. This is your pay. This is your bills. Okay? All right. Now let me show you how this works. And go back over here. I'm going to do where it is. I tried to put his. All right, there it is right there. I put up A1s. We're advertising for A1 today. Okay, now I'm going to show you how this works. So 40,000. Okay, and you just took, let's say this is your PLOC, your personal line of credit. PLOC, personal line of credit. And you're going to take this and you're going to pay this off. Okay? So now instead of paying them, now you're going to owe this money out of your personal line of credit. By the way, my friend Kim up there in Canada just did this on a $50,000 credit line. We showed him how the velocity banking works and how to become your own banker using your whole life. And I'll get him back on the phone. This guy's going to save upwards of $700,000 in interest. Don't go nowhere. Oops, I messed that up. I might be able to do it on this. Don't go nowhere, folks. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna give you a treat if I can get him on the phone. All right. I don't think I'm going to. I don't have my new iPads set up right. We'll get there. We'll get him on the next series, and I'll let him tell you directly from his own mouth exactly what he's making. What time is it? Oh, the hour already passed.
As of 1 minute ago, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, now it's back on regular programming.
Does it cut you off?
Yeah, because we program it. We have the software, and that I had heard we were doing, instead of having our engineer do it, we were doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm not very good at it. But this, I'll show you how this works. You want to see it?
Sure.
So remember, your balance is zero, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zero. So you have a zero balance in that HELOC, and you're going to pay a minimum monthly on that HELOC of, let's say it's 7.
We have a whole team and a done it for you program.
At 7%, let's see what that would look like. If your HELOC cost you 7%, which is what they usually cost, about 7%. And let's say you wanted to pay yourself back over 30 years because it's yours, you can do whatever you want. That would be a $266.12 a month. Yeah, $55,000 in interest. Let's say we're going to pay this back in 10 years. That's the medium on the. That's still $15,731 in interest. So let's say your PLOC right here was at 7%. That was how much again? $15,731.50. $15,731.50. Okay. In interest that you're going to pay. Now watch this. So you take your, remember it's zero balance, right? And you're going to deposit your $6,700, which means in month 1 you're going up to, you just paid off $6,700 of that $40,000. Then you're going to borrow the $3,300. You have to help me with the math.
3,300. So
At least $3,400. On your very first month, now you have $3,400 in cash flow. This is cash flow or credit. It's cash flow or credit. Okay. Already. The next month, you're going to put in your $6,700. 0011. You're up to $10,100 the very second month. And then you're going to borrow back the $3,300, $6,800 in month number 2 in credit that you can now spend. Then you're going to deposit your $6,700, $13,500. Then you're going to borrow the $3,300 for your bills.
10-2.
Okay. Then you're going to put in your $6,700.
16.9.
Then you're going to borrow the $3,300.
13.6.
Then you're going to deposit your $6,700.
20,300.
Then you're going to borrow the $3,300.
17.
This is incredible. And how many months? There's the very first one, 34. Your second one is 33, right? No,
67.
67.
Yep.
That's month 2.
Month 3.
Month 3 is 10,000, right?
Yep.
10,000. That's 16,000. Month 4 is 4. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yep.
Now you're on month 5. And month 5, you have 17,000 credit line out of there already.
Wow.
That's how this works. It's called velocity banking.
Yep.
But most people will never do it. You can do this. You can do this now. Do you have a credit card now or no?
Yeah.
You do? What's that? What's the limit on it?
I have 2 credit cards, and one of them's 10,000 is the highest limit.
Take every dime you make and pay up into that credit card.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Then you take your 6,700. That brings that up to
23,700.
Then you're going to borrow the 3,300.
20,400.
Then you're going to deposit the 6,700.
27,100.
Then you're going to borrow the 3,300.
23,800.
Then you're going to deposit your 6,700.
35. Or sorry, 30.5.
30,500.
Yep.
Then you're going to borrow your 3,300.
27.2 or 27,200.
Then you're going to deposit your 6,700.
33,900.
Okay. Then you're going to borrow the 3,300.
30,600.
Then you're going to deposit your 6,700.
37,300.
And then you're going to borrow your 3,300.
34.
Then you're going to deposit your 6,700. No, you can't, because it's a $40,000. So you're going to deposit
6,000.
6,000. Going to make that 40,000. Then you're going to borrow the 3,300. 36,700.
37,400.
37,000. It can't be 37,400.
From
If you subtract 3,300 from 40,000,
from 40,000. Oops.
40,000, that's 36,700.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. 36,700.
36,700. 36,700. The very next month, we're going to put in 3,300, not the whole 6,700. That makes that a total of 40,000. And this took all of 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. Wait, no. 23. Okay, that's 6 months. 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, took 11 months.
So just shy of a year. Wow.
You paid off your complete roof, and now you still have your $40,000 in credit.
Wow.
You literally saved yourself for almost $45,000 in interest.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You still paid interest on it.
But saved a lot on the back end, right?
Yeah. Probably close to 42,000 or so. 40,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, that makes sense though.
yeah. You saved almost all of it actually.
Yeah.
But that's the way it works. And if you sit with a customer and tell them this is how to do it, but you really need to start doing it yourself,
Right.
because then you'll understand it. It's hard to tell somebody if you don't really understand it.
Sure.
But this is how you show them how to do it. And then once they learn how to become their own banker, they're going to go, holy fuck, I can continue to do this. Yeah. Yeah. And if they move this over to their whole life insurance, this is where it really gets crazy. When they become their own banker, it's called the infinite banking concept with whole life. People think, oh, why do I need insurance? I don't need life insurance. Because this is one of the few methods that they allow. This is what all the rich people do. Why do you think the banks have 3 times their holdings in whole life than they do actual cash in the bank? Or no. They own 3 times the amount of insurance than they do of houses or property.
How come?
Or loans or property, because this pays out on about 6.5% a year in and year out. Not 1 year, is it never in 120 years, 180, 40 years or whatever it is. It's never not paid that in. It's never not paid that 6.5% interest on your money. It's never not paid it. Never. Not in all the 100 years plus years, it's never not paid that interest. Year in and year out, it pays it. So if you put, let's say you put, you start out with, I think the minimum you start with is like 10,000, but you can start with, I think, with 1,000. But let's say you, at the end of the first year, you take, how much are you good at? Are you good at saving at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you have saved right now?
My savings is about 27,000.
Okay. And why would you leave it in a savings account?
It's in stocks, and half of it's in a T. Rowe Price, and then the other half is in just investments like TD Ameritrade.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Let's say you took that 27,000 and you still have to pay a premium on this, right? On your insurance. So let's say you took that $20,000 of that, or just took all 27,000, and you put that into your policy, your whole life policy. 30 days later, you can borrow it back, and it still will pay that interest.
Wow, interesting.
And you pay this back as you will, and you negotiate with them of how much your interest is going to be and how long you want to pay it back.
Okay.
So you put this on auto pay, just like you would pay the bank. You put this on auto pay and pay yourself back at $300 a month or $400 or whatever. Every month you auto pay out of your bank account or wherever you're paying from, your credit cards or whatever, your lines of credit. You pay back that loan that you took. But it allows you to use the money, that you deposited, and they're still paying you.
Wow. 6.5.
Typically 6 to 6.5
Okay.
a year. They're still paying you.
Wow. It's a crazy concept.
That's
I
what
just never thought about this stuff before.
nobody does.
No, I mean, yeah.
We're not taught this.
Right.
We don't know. You don't know this.
Right. You just taught that, take loans out, from the bank, and you're borrowing at whatever interest rate they're giving you, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all I've ever been taught with at least banking. So it's a whole new perspective, and I mean, it makes total sense. the more you dive into the numbers and the more you explain it, like, yeah, it makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it works.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. This shit is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So anytime, once you pay this back, so the more money you put into this policy, you know, build it up, you don't want to put, you want to put what you're able to save, and you know that you're not going to, it's like you wouldn't go into the bank and rob the bank. And so when you set one of these up, this is one of your bank branches. So you'd never want to rob from yourself. Why would you? Right? So typically what you're good at saving at is what you're going to want to put in here.
Yeah.
So you could borrow, let's say you have $100,000 in there and you wanted to buy a house for, you know, you need to deposit of $34,000, 30 to 40, you just borrow it out of here and then pay yourself back as you want to.
Yeah.
Or you want to buy a car, borrow the money out of here and pay yourself back instead of the bank. Instead of paying these guys 11%, pay yourself.
6%. Yeah. I don't know. Knowing this now, I don't think I'm ever gonna really finance anything.
No, never.
No.
No. Go get yourself a whole life. Go look up Christopher Noggle. Write that down. Christopher Noggle or Stephen Nagy. Christopher Noggle. Go to them and say, hey, I want to sign, and then sign up for a small plan that you can afford. Something you can afford. Time to go home.
Well, no, I got old folks I'm gonna go play cards with and talk to their neighbors about their roofs.
That's the way to do it.
Our retirement community. Be like, I know you fuckers are going out feet first from here.
That's right.
You're all 55 plus. It's one of those neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I sure enjoyed. I'm going to leave my computer here